Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along. So I'm just a couple minutes late today. I apologize. I was just making sure, I hope, that my camera holder is tight and secure today and is not going to continually droop down. and and have me trying to move my paper all over the place to keep it in the camera view and everything else. So welcome. We've got our fingers crossed that all will go well today on this crafting adventure. So if you are joining me, say hello. Let me know that you are here. And I know it's a different time. Usually this is at 7 p.m. in the evening, but I switched it earlier to the same time as my craft spot. So I'm hoping some of you will be able to find me. But I have some Stampin' Up! Networking and training this evening, so I had to rearrange things a little bit. So if you are joining me live, that is awesome. I'm so glad that you are here. I love hanging out with you. And if you are catching the replay, I hope you're crafting along. I have a fun fold, and I think I mentioned in my email, at least, that this is a brand new fun fold for me, in that I've never made one this exactly like this in this orientation. I have made cards that are kind of similar to this, but I've done them landscape, and this one's portrait. And I forgot to tell you that again. Oh my goodness. Smack me up the side of the head. I need to remember to tell you that I am making my card landscape or portrait, whatever the way is, so that you know which way to cut your designer series paper. I always lay it down the way it goes, but I know sometimes that's hard to tell because I put things all over the place, don't I? Okay, well, let's get going. And if you cut your paper for a landscape orientation, the card, I'm just testing it. The card could actually work landscape. It would be fine. It's a little bit different, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But let's head down to the craft table. Here we go. All right, so here is, oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you around there. Here is what we need to make a card today. We have a card base, and I have used Lemon Lime Twist, which is one of the new core colors. It's a returning, it's a returning color in that it was previously one of the in colors, and I remember when we had it, I loved it, and it's back, so I'm very happy. It's bright and beautiful and lots of fun. So cardstock, 11 by 4 1/4. Oh, that gets very blurry, doesn't it? Okay, I'll hold it still. Scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay. Then we have I've got basic black. You can have whatever color coordinates with your card base and your designer series paper. Cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4. And then a second piece, whoops, this one's a sticky one. A second piece that is 8 by 3. I'm not sure you'll be able to see here. Oh, which way is the camera? Okay. There, you can just see I have scored it at 4 inches, so it's scored right in the middle. 8 by 3, scored at 4 inches. Okay, and then we have a piece of designer series paper that is 5 by 3 3/4, and this one, and look, I'm a big fat liar, because this was kind of on the paper this way, and it's actually going to go on the card this way. So never mind. I'll just have to remember to get better about telling you whether my card is portrait or landscape. So 5 by 3 3/4, and then another piece of designer series paper, or you could use cardstock. I have used cardstock, and this piece is 4 by 2 1/2, and I have embossed it. Can you see? It's tough to see the embossing. There we go. I have embossed it with the Stripes 3D embossing folder. This is part of a 2-pack. They are the smaller half-size embossing folders, and it's called Stripes and Splatters. And I love the splatters, but I like the stripes as well. I don't use it as often, so I decided to use it for my cards today, and I'm happy with the look. So there you go. You need some basic white cardstock. You need a piece that is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you actually need 2 of those. There you go, 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I have said a piece that is 3 1/4 by 1. This is for your sentiment. So if you need to adjust the sizing for your sentiment, then you should do that at some point. Some scraps that you could die cut, so you could stamp and die cut something, or some designer series paper cutouts. Basically, you need some interest elements. So I have used some of the Zoo Crew, I think is the name of it. It's from the Zany Zoo Suite, but it's the Zoo Crew designer series paper, and I have fussy cut these guys. And I don't know whether I will use 2 or 3 or what just yet, but I've got 3 to choose from. So there we go. And then the usuals: stamps, ink, adhesive, embellishments, all those fun things. All right. Just before we get going, I want to take a moment and show you, excuse me, the Zoo Crew designer series paper, because it is so much fun. Oh my goodness, so much fun. And you can, this is the paper that I used for my card that we're going to make today. I've fussy cut these. You can fussy cut these. You can, die cut around them. You could rough fussy cut around them. Very easy to work with and to cut out. A little bit of work to fussy cut, I will be honest, but oh my goodness, it's such fun paper and bright colors. I love it. And you do not need to own the stamp set or the dies to make awesome cards with this paper. This paper I also used for my other card that I will show you in just a moment. And this is the the going places sheet. And then this is the birthday or party sheet. Here we have the, chilling at home, cooking in the kitchen, getting into the hobbies and the crafts. So we've got, the knitting and the reading and the art, and then yoga and baking in the kitchen. So what a fun piece that is. For anybody that is musical, we have this piece, which is so cute, and it has all sorts of music notes all over it. So you can cut out some of those even for your card making. Then we have the dancers. We've got the ballet dancers. I guess mostly all ballet. Could be. No, it doesn't really look like tap. Looks mostly like everybody's doing ballet, but all different animals showing off all their beautiful ballet dances. And then for the outdoorsy people, we have the camping and hiking sheet. So this pack covers everything. Doesn't really matter what your hobby is, or how you like to spend your downtime or your fun time, your leisure time. It is an awesome package that will cover every adventure you are planning. And then the backs, I'm just rearranging them black and white here, because the back of the paper is all black and white patterns. So it is great for backdrops. And you may have noticed the piece that I am using for this card is in fact this one. Seems a little bit wrong to use the backs when the fronts are so darn cute, but I have a few packages of that paper, so I do like the way the black and white patterns on the back look for things as well, or look on cards. So I decided that I could use some of it. Life would be okay. All right, so let me show you the card that we are going to make. I've decided that I would send it like this because the bow is a little bit bumpy, so I've tucked my front in. But this is just a Z fold, but then it has this little fun flap here. So when you put it together, you're going to tuck the flap into your sentiment here, and I don't know how this will show up for you, but and then you can stand it up on display. So how cool is that? So if you cut your designer series paper or anything landscape as opposed to portrait, you could stand it up this way. The card will stand. Oh, that doesn't show you any of the front of the card at all, does it? But there you can see how it's all put together to stand up. There's what, and it would just be sideways, but it would work. So there it is. Okay, so starting with the card base, you are going to fold in the center at the 5.5 score line, and then fold back on itself at the 2 3/4. Okay, and there is our Z fold. Okay, and then we are going to bring in the 8x3 piece, and we're just going to fold that on its score line, which is right in the center. And I debated whether to put, if you were going to stamp, oh, I'm sorry, I think I need to sneeze again here. It's allergy season. MSH has been suffering this week. I feel so sorry for him. These allergies have been terrible. Mine not quite as bad, and they've been fine all day until I go live, of course. Anyway, I debated whether to put this white piece on the front because my little animals could just as easily mount on the black. So on this card, I did put the white on, but I don't know. We'll see whether I add it to this one or not. But I will. You definitely want to put white on the inside because that's where you're going to write your message and sign your name and stuff. So not going to be doing that on the black cardstock. So let's put this on the inside. Sorry about that, folks. The allergies just decided now was the moment. And then the back piece, the larger piece of your cardstock, is where you are going to attach your designer series paper. So here's all these cute guys that we're going to cover up. But I like the little dots on the front as well. So it's all about the whole overall look. Do that. And then for the front, on this second white piece, you could absolutely stamp images if you didn't want to die cut or fussy cut or punch or whatever. Or you could do both. You could stamp something on here as well as overlaying some interest element pieces. So I'm not going to because I don't know what I would stamp behind those critters. So I just leave that. Here is the second piece of designer series paper or cardstock option that we had mentioned, and this is going to go right on the bottom at the front. So there we go. And then I do need to stamp, although I'm not going to stamp on this piece, I do need to stamp my sentiment. So I will bring in this piece of cardstock. And as I said, if your sentiment needs a different size, if it's a little bit taller or something, you can adjust this. Obviously, you can't be more than 4 1/4 wide, or it won't fit in your envelope, but you can size it however you choose based on this. I'm just going to start this. Oh gosh. Need to make sure my cardstock is straight because it's hard enough to see if I'm stamping straight. Never mind starting on a piece of cardstock that's crooked. And I think I might be a little lower than I would love. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to stamp and get the glare of the light. So let me just, sorry, I need to push that back for a moment so I can see what I'm doing here. What a concept, being able to see what you are doing. Perhaps a tiny bit low, but it's better. I think we're going to go with that. And let me just give this stamp a quick clean. Stamp and Shim, if you don't have one of these, they are awesome. You just wet them and they clean up your stamps beautifully, quick and easy. Good for summer, right? When we don't want to spend as much time cleaning. Although crafting stuff is a little different, I understand. Okay, I am going to attach this to the back of my card. This is just going to go down here. There we go. And then this piece, I need to decide what I want to do with my little guys. Where'd my green guy go? I definitely want to use the green guy because he is just so much fun. And I could put him over the top a little bit, but I think I'm going to keep him right on the cardstock. And then that's a question of, do we want this guy or is the big? Do we want the bunny? Oh, we could. We decided. I just knew I had to use this lemon lime twist alligator or crocodile. Anybody know how to tell the difference? I don't know how to tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. I know there's ways, and I'm pretty sure I've heard how to tell, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know which one this is. So, I just know that he's cute, but I don't want to get too close. Nothing to the bunny there. And then I have this gap, but can't put that out too far because then it'll hang off the edge of my card. Or maybe, do I want just this one guy on the card? No, more than just one guy. He needs a friend. What else was on that paper that I could have used? Let me grab the paper and see if there's anybody else that wants to come along for the ride here. Then you get to watch me fussy cut, but okay, so I didn't realize there's a bunny that goes the other way too. That might be fun. There is this anteater guy, and the guy on roller skates. He's too big though, because even the fox seems a little bit big. Maybe I'll cut out the bunny that goes the other direction just to see how he looks. I don't really know. Clearly, I didn't plan this past cutting out some some of these guys and knowing that I wanted to use the the one for sure. So I showed you the designer series paper, partly because it's so darn cute, and I wanted you to have a little closer look at it than you get in the catalog. But you also may be interested to learn that as of today, June 1st, most of the designer series paper in the catalog is on sale for a 15% discount. So you can save 15% on all of the designer series paper. And I should know this because I put it in the email. Pages, I want to say 129, it starts. Yes, page 129, 130, 131, and 132. Okay, so from page 129 to 132, all of those packages of designer series paper, whether they are 6x6 or 12x12, they are on sale for 15% off. So that is wonderful. We love a summer sale on designer series paper. And if you want to own every single one, along with a number of other great stamping things that are in the catalog, hello, Dean. Then you need to know that there is a join sale on right now, and you can get $206 worth of product for just $135. It's $71 of free stuff. Like, hello. Don't have to ask me twice about that one. That's just a great deal. And there's no shipping and there's no tax. And then you can join a marvelous world of crafters. Stampin' Up, the Stampin' Up family, the great Stampin' Believers family. We are I'd like to say we are a fun team. We have fun. I like the two bunnies. I don't think I want them coming towards each other because they look like they're getting ready to kiss or something. So we'll send them in the same direction towards each other. So yes, it's an awesome time to join our team, and then you can hang out with us and craft with us. We have challenges and we share ideas and inspiration. We help each other. We help each other with decision making. The last team craft night, there was an awful lot of people, putting up parts of a card, going, "Okay, I don't know what else to add here. Which way should I put this? And should I do this in blue or in green?" And just everybody looking for another opinion. So we were helping each other with all of our crafting, and lots of crafting and sharing. So if you think you might be interested in something like that, let me know. I would be happy to get you all the information so you can decide if it is in fact something that you're interested in, and we'll go from there. We are always happy to welcome new members to our group. Okay, so there we go. I like it with the two. It just seems, me and balance, right? It's not completely symmetrical, but it feels balanced. So if you look in here, I have put this, oops, it would help if I put it in the camera, wouldn't it? This piece is right in the center of this whole thing. So that's what we will do with this card as well. So let me get some adhesive. Sorry, Mr. Fox, didn't use you on this card, but you'll get a home on another card. Oops. Get off. Get that adhesive off of there so things don't stick together where they shouldn't. And I'm going to put this just centered on this box section. There we go. And then for your sentiment, you can put it wherever you wish. You just want to kind of stick this down. So this black flap is going to go in behind my sentiment when the card is all built, ultimately. So you want it up enough. If I had it down, right down near the bottom, there'd be quite a lean on my card. Can I show you that? Can you sort of see that it's leaning forward? Not sure, but trust me. So I am going to put my sentiment up a little bit. Okay. Now the other thing you need to do with this is you want to use dimensionals to adhere it, because you want it to stick out a little bit so that you can insert the this little flap in the sort of almost pocket that you make. But you want to keep your dimensionals towards the bottom of your cardstock, okay, so that you can get it in. And it can go pretty high. It could actually go a little higher than this, but just don't go right. You know, normally we would put dimensionals right near the top, and you don't want to be up that high, or your flap won't stay in it to keep your card propped up. So I'm just going to stick this on here, about there. Get these for just a smidge. I need to be able to see both sides at once. I think. There we go. Okay, and then this will just slip into there so that the card will stand. And now we just need a little bit of, you know, outer decoration. So let's see. I put a pool party bow on this card, but I don't have any lemon lime twist ribbon. But I'm pretty sure, maybe, let me see. Oh, this bucket. Maybe I don't have any lemon lime twist. I thought I had some gems that included lemon lime twist, but I kind of think perhaps those are ones that I was looking at and have not ordered yet. Or I could be, you know, completely wrong about everything. Oh yeah, sometimes that happens. However, interesting. Yes. Okay. But here's what we do have. We have these. These are Parakeet Party. These are the new in colors from last year. So Parakeet Party, Tahitian Clyde, Sweet Sorbet, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. And I do believe we could put those Parakeet Party gems on there, and they would go just fine. We also have these sequins that we used yesterday on some of the cards. I put some gold or even some copper. Oh, copper's kind of nice with the black, isn't it? And then we have these. I haven't used any of these yet. Look at these. These are the adhesive backed. I guess I should pull the cardboard out so you can see them better. Otherwise, this would disappear, don't they? Adhesive backed sparkle gems. And we have champagne, black, and what they call white. It's kind of silver. Two different sizes. Whoops. So we could use some of those as well. Maybe something super sparkly. They would all work. I could put them all behind my back and pick one without looking, and it would be fine. It would be lovely. It would be wonderful. They're gems. What can I say? But I think I'll use these. So let me just grab my take your pick tool here and pull off one of these gems. I'll put it right onto the edge there. And I think maybe we'll put some onto here as well. Put these. So, do this. Ooh, it's dangling. And now I don't have it where I put it. Actually, maybe we'll put it to this side. No, we're going to start. There we go. And then put this one, just tuck it in there. And over here. There. And tuck that in. It will stand up. I know you can't see that too well, so I will flip it over in a minute. But there we go. So I like it with the black as well as with the white. Just a little bit different. If I put these down, it's not a terrible angle for looking at, I guess. A little bit off kilter here. There we go. All right, let me just come back here. Join you. There we go. Okay, so there is today's card. Hi, Donna, welcome. Just finishing off this fun fold. I'm not sure how much of it you saw, but the replay will be on Great Stamping with Connie's Facebook page in just a moment or two. Thank you for the love. So fun fold, a little bit different. As I say, something new to me in that I hadn't done this one before. So that's always fun too. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along with me on this crafting adventure. I love when you join me. And, I love sharing crafting with you. So I hope to craft with you again really soon. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.